Thank you for joining us today. My name is Beth Morse. I'm the Director of Admissions at South Shore Christian Academy. And for the next 7 or 8 minutes, we invite you to just join us as we have a conversation with one of our lower school faculty who works in the early education department. I'm going to ask her in a few minutes to explain what that means for us. But Mrs. Todd, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Todd. I have been at the school for 20 years. I have 4 daughters who have graduated from South Shore Christian Academy, and it's been a blessing for our family. I also this year have my grandson with me, which is a first. So it's really fun to have him. He's actually in the preschool program this year. He's not in my class, but he's in the preschool program. I teach pre-K, and he will be with me next year. So I'm very excited to have that.
That is so exciting. And that is one of the joys, I think, of having a school that we celebrated our 25th anniversary this year. And you've been here for so many of those years. And to be around long enough to begin to have a second generation of students here is just really exciting for me as well. And I remember your girls for sure. I'm pretty sure I taught at least one of them. And that's so exciting to have your grandchild here. So at South Shore Christian Academy, when we use the word preschool, really, I use it loosely at the moment, but it really does break down into 2 specific classes. And so I'm going to have you just briefly tell us, what does early education look like at South Shore?
Okay, well, early education is a wonderful experience here at South Shore Christian Academy. We have 2 classrooms that make up our early ed preschool pre-K program. The 3-year-olds are in preschool with Mrs. Rajaratnam, and the pre-K students who are 4 years old are in my class. We build upon the early education for the children as they grow up and move forward, and going into kindergarten and then further on into their education. Preschool is definitely a wonderful experience, hands-on experience where the children get to go in and they get to play, they get to socialize, they get to really explore what it means to be coming to school for the first time. They don't have a lot of those experiences, so it's new to them, it's exciting to them, and they're just like little sponges. They absorb everything in. They want to learn, they want to grow, and we want to encourage them to be all that they can be and to really reach out beyond themselves and to explore. Pre-K, the pre-kindergarten program, is exactly that. It's before kindergarten. And so the 3-year-olds prepare for my class and the 4-year-olds prepare for kindergarten. Right. So we're upping the ante for them, and we're giving them more experiences where they can be hands-on, developmental. They can explore in ways that maybe they haven't ever done so before. They can really expand their horizons.
But now we still have a little bit of room for them. So some of the kids who are, or the families who are looking for full programs, 5-day, full day, we offer that for both classes. But then we have a little bit of a breakdown as well. So in preschool, tell us what they can do in preschool.
Sure. In preschool, they can have a half-day option if they'd like. So they can come in in the morning as early as 7:15, but the school day actually starts at 8:30. So they have a little bit of a break where they can play and just get along, have fun. And then as the other students come, they will start their day at 8:30. So from 8:30 to 11:30, the students are in our building. The students will have all kinds of experiences where they will do some hands-on art projects. They may do some writing. They may do some play experiences. And then in the afternoon, if they want to stay for an extended day, they have what we call discovery afternoons. And so there's a different activity each day for them planned. So you can pick and choose between 2 days, 3 days, or 5 days if you'd like to do that option in preschool. Now, pre-K is a little bit different because we do have a full day. Mm-hmm. Again, we start at 7:15 in the morning where the children can be dropped off. But at 8:30 in the morning is when we actually start our academics. And our day looks a little bit different in that we do fine motor skills. We really try to help them to develop those skills. Then we go off to learning centers throughout the day so that the kids have hands-on application track to be able to really explore at their leisure, but also with a guided scaffolding and the support of a teacher that's right alongside.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite parts of walking into your room is seeing the kids in the science center.
Oh,
there's some really terrific things that go on there. And so your class, they can do 2 days, 3 days, and 5 days, and those are full days. So there's really an opportunity for the kids to start in our 3-year-old class and have longer and longer days or really step up that experience if that's what a family is interested in for them.
Right. Developmentally, that fits right alongside with the way a preschool child is. They need to develop those and expand their horizons in short increments. So they can't necessarily, as a 3-year-old, maybe stay for a full day. But as 4-year-old, they're now expanding their horizons. They're able to stay a little bit longer and do a little bit more. Our
I think that's what's great, though, about the 3-year-old afternoon, is that
Yeah.
those afternoons are really those discovery afternoons of music and theater and STEM and gym are fantastic ways to bridge that gap between not being in school a whole day and still being user-friendly to the family and for whatever a child needs.
Absolutely.
So let's roll that into a little bit, just a few quick things about what a day might look like. You were telling us a little bit about the preschool class, some of the fine motor skills and the learn through play.
Mm-hmm.
What else would they learn in South Shore Christian Academy that would make us distinctive?
Well, you talked about STEM, you talked about science, and we do have a wonderful STEM program in our classroom. We started at the very young age, with science, technology, engineering, and math. And we also add art in there so we actually call it STEAM, because
That's awesome.
art is really an important part of the process too. The children need to be able to develop all of their skills, fine motor skills and gross motor skills. They need to develop their critical thinking skills and their verbal communication skills. They need to be able to work with one another and team building. All of those things are done in some of these areas. Our STEM center is a very hands-on experimental center where they may be tinkering with different projects and trying to build things. I give them STEM challenges for them to try to reach out beyond themselves, to think of a way that they may be able to accomplish things. Our science program, we learn about butterflies, we learn about the metamorphosis of ladybugs, we watch worms and we create a worm world habitat. And there's lots of ways for us to be able to bring the outside world into them so that they can observe it and enjoy it and really get a sense of what it really means.
And many of those same things will happen at the 3-year-old level in Mrs. R's class as well. And it is really a fantastic place. There's a lot of times when I go down there and I wish I had a 3 or a 4-year-old just for a moment to go back to school and to be in our classes here. So we are just about out of time, but can you tell us maybe one thing as we close, just one thing that you love about South Shore Christian Academy? You have experience as a faculty, a long-term faculty, and a parent. Just tell us something as we close today that you love about South Shore.
I think the thing I like the most about South Shore is the family atmosphere. It really is a school that supports and embraces the whole community of family. We become a family. There is a great deal of communication here between emails and telephone calls and newsletters and things of that nature, but also in inviting you to come into the classroom, and be a part of the classroom, read to the students, participate in literacy night, doing all kinds of fun things like field days and wonderful adventures that we have. And so it's really important for us to be able to be that bridge, to be able to help support the families at home and help support the education here at school. And it really is a blessing.
I have felt that as well. My kids came a little bit older and were in some different grades, but I think that's been an overarching feeling from our community. So thank you for that. So thank you, folks, for joining us for a few minutes today. I do invite you to go back to our website and to click on the virtual tours that are there. You'll be able to see that whole lower level where I take you through Mrs. Todd's room, Mrs. R's room. I think I introduced you to Donatello, and I'm not going to tell you who that is. You'll have to go watch the tour for that. And we look forward to seeing you live and in person, or please feel free to reach out to me. Mrs. Todd's email address is also on the website, and we thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.